So the title of this video is unfortunately not clickbait. I did indeed lose a client dog in the woods last week on Labor Day. But I'm here to tell you about it. And I'm sure there's a lot of you thinking like, why are you telling this story right now? It is detrimental to your business. Like nobody's ever going to trust you with their dog again. And while there is a chance of that, but I think it's actually going to have the opposite effect that I am putting this out there on the internet, because it's sadly more and more common for these bad trainers, or actually they're just bad people that are posing as dog trainers, to end up in the headlines with charges of animal cruelty and or neglect. And while that will never be me, I want to make that very clear, the other big difference is those people were just trying to hide it. I'm not hiding it whatsoever. I fucked up royally, and I am owning that mistake. I learned a very valuable lesson from that mistake that I have a thing I am putting in place moving forward to make sure that it never happens again. I'm not perfect, mistakes do happen, but the other big thing is I know that dogs and pets go missing on a daily basis. It's happening all across the country. There are a couple of local Facebook groups that I'm in that multiple times a day, people are posting, my dog got out, the fence got left open, he ran off and doesn't have a recall, you name it. So it's happening. And if my big mistake that I really took to heart, like I nearly had a heart attack, I don't just treat these dogs like a number and not care because they're not mine. Like they are my dogs when they are in my care. I truly, deeply care for them. So I almost lost my shit when I lost a dog that didn't even belong to me because I was just so disappointed that I let this happen in the first place. But the biggest thing here and why I am putting this out is because I want to prevent anybody else from having this major heart attack, because we learned actually three very valuable lessons from this experience. And that is why I am helping you. I am paying it forward because I screwed up big time and I don't want you to do the same thing. So the dog that we were talking about is my boy Simon. He is a Chiweenie that came here earlier this year from Dallas for training, and then his owners went out of town and brought him back up here for boarding for about 12 days. Over Labor Day, where I had 3 other dogs that were here at the time, so it was a very busy weekend. But Labor Day was when 2 of them were getting picked up, and my friend Courtney / client came to pick up her dog Tucker. So when she got here, pulled into the driveway, I opened the gate. Tucker, my 2 dogs, and Simon just ran out on the driveway to go greet her. That's what I do. I let dogs be normal dogs and be excited to see people. Call me crazy. We were standing on the driveway, Courtney, my dogs, Tucker, and then Simon. And Simon was kind of lingering just like right over here. The long story short, we were standing here chatting for like 15 minutes or so, and then I think I threw the ball over the fence for Champ, which I do all the time, and wasn't paying attention and came around the corner and Simon was gone. But the problem was I didn't actually see which way he took off, so I assumed he probably went that way because that is the path that we take for our walk every day, twice a day. But there's a possibility that he could have just come around this corner and went straight back that way towards the neighbor's house, and that just goes woods farther and farther, and then there's another street over and more houses. So I didn't know which direction he went. So he runs like somewhere into my neighbor's property. I can't see him anywhere, which I live on a peninsula. Most of the houses around here are not super close together. They have acreage, a couple of acres at least, most of them, and some of that land is deep, like heavy wooded area, timber. It's not your traditional suburban neighborhood. So I start walking across their like front yard that does touch the road, and I'm yelling for him and I don't hear him, I don't see him, no nothing. But I wasn't panicking, and Courtney, I could tell, was a little bit nervous about it, and I was like, no, it's not a big deal. Like I can just call for him a couple times and he'll come running back at some point. Not worried about it. Like, go ahead, see you later, I'm gonna go find this dog. So I start walking down that way, I take Roman with me. I'm like, you're not trained to go find dogs, but like whatever, I'll take your help if you are willing to come with me. So Roman and I are walking down the path that we go every day, twice a day, and I'm yelling for him, like pausing, trying to see if I can hear him, rustling around in the woods, nothing. And this little shit, he's little, he's a Chiweenie, but he's fast, and he has the most intense desire to hunt and explore in the woods, like surprisingly, more than any other dog that I have had here. So like if he gets wind of something, and I've seen him chase after rabbits, he's on a mission. And I was like, oh my God, what if he found a rabbit and he's like way the hell down there. So I'm like, I don't want to waste any time. I run back to the house, I get in my truck, and I start driving down that way because it's more efficient than being on foot. So I'm driving down the road and I'm yelling, Simon, come, Simon, and whistling for him, pausing, waiting. Again, don't see him, don't hear him. I drive all the way down the road, which is about a half a mile. And then I start to doubt myself. I'm like, what if he did go to the north? What if he went towards the neighbor's house and just even further into the neighborhood? So I turn around real fast, blaze down the road, hang a left and go up the main road that comes into the neighborhood, keeping an eye out while I'm driving. And mind you, there's like woods in most people's backyards. So it's not like I'm looking at flat, even nicely groomed front yards and backyards where he's easy to see. Like, no, he could be in the woods. Let me stress that for the 100th time. So I'm driving down like the main vein that goes into the neighborhood, turn onto another side street. I'm like, we've never been here before, but again, who knows? Like, this little shit is fast. He could be way over here and just exploring, having the time of his life. So I drive all the way down that road. No sign of him whatsoever. So I am driving around, probably looking like a lunatic, just like ping-ponging back and forth between these two roads, yelling for him. At this point, I don't really know how much time has passed. It internally feels like it's been an hour, probably just because it's not a good situation, so time seems to drag on forever. But at the same time, the sun is starting to set pretty quickly, and there's like just a glimmer of orange on the horizon. And mind you, the neighborhood that I live in is very dark at night. Like, there are no streetlights on the road that I live on. So when the sun goes down, it is blacker than black. Actually, I take that back. There is one streetlight, but it's on our driveway for the whole half a mile road. It's on our driveway. But that does me no good because he's very clearly not on our driveway. And every time I was ping-ponging between those two streets, I was just fingers crossed every time I passed the driveway, hoping, okay, he's there. He's just waiting by the gate. He got bored. He gave up on his adventure. Like, he's gotta be there. And of course, that didn't end up being the case. So it's getting darker and darker. I also start to realize he is a small dog. We do in fact have coyotes around here. I hear them every night, and I've seen them crossing the road that we walk on a few occasions. My head doesn't want to go there, but it's just the reality of the situation. It's not good. So I'm like, all right, I gotta call his owners. And then I do remember he has an Apple AirTag on, which, spoiler alert, they're absolutely fucking useless for tracking your pets. Because it's not a live feed. It pings off of your phone when you're within a certain distance, and I swear to God, it's gotta be like 10 feet. It has to be really close, and what good does that do you if your dog is missing? They're not close to you. More on that later, but I didn't realize that at the time. So I call his owner, trying not to be in a panic, and I'm like, hey, can you track Simon's AirTag? And she seems calm, cool, and collected, but I'm sure internally she's like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And long story short, come to find out, the best that it did for us was tell us his last known location when it was connected to my phone, which was at my house, roughly 20-30 minutes ago. So I was like, okay, well, this does me no good. There's no point in keeping you on the phone. I'm gonna keep looking. I will keep you posted and update you when I find him. But I will find him, let me stress that. Then I don't know what it was that told me, all right, driving around is not working for you. It is getting dark. Maybe it was my gut, maybe it was intuition, or maybe it was just pure dumb luck. I don't know. Something is telling me he probably just went down the road that we walk every day. Like, he's familiar with it, he likes it. That's gotta be it. But I decide to bail and get out of my truck, go get a flashlight, and walk back down that same road again for like the 5th time and just go look for him on foot. So I'm walking around in almost the pitch black. I also don't see very well at night, so I'm just like, oh my God, the odds of finding him are just, I'm going to do it. I will look all night if I have to, but they're not looking good. So I get probably 100, 150 yards away from the house, and I'm yelling for him, whistling for him, shining my light into the woods. I come to this spot in between two people's properties, like a nice opening, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this situation right now. And for whatever reason, I didn't hear anything, but I just turn and I shine my light down the road, and probably another 75 yards away, I see this barely, because I can barely see, tiny little black dot coming up the road towards me. And I was like, no way. no way, this is too good to be true. But at the same time, I'm like, please, for the love of God, let this be my dog. And I was like, my luck, it's probably a rabbit or something, but it's like, it's beelining right towards me. And he gets close enough, and it's fucking Simon. And I was just like, hallelujah, thank you so much. So I finally scoop him up. He's happy as a clam, by the way. He's like, oh, I just went on a super fun adventure. You missed out. Not giving two shits about the heart attack he just gave me or like the potential nightmare he just gave himself. I scoop him up because he doesn't have a leash on him and I don't trust him to just follow me home. And then I immediately pull out my phone and text his owner. It was 8:17 at this point. Sun is completely gone. And I scoop him up. I'm like, I found him. And she texts me back, does he seem okay? And I was like, well, it's dark out and I'm walking home. I haven't had an opportunity to like examine him or anything, but he seems fine. I will look when I get home and I'll let you know. And then we get home and he is totally fine. He's just been on the adventure of a lifetime in the pitch black darkness. So again, this was a major fuck up on my part, but it was an accident. I'm only human. I've never claimed to be perfect. Shit happens. I'm owning it for this reason because 3 very valuable lessons that I want everybody to take from this so that you don't have to have the heart attack that I did, whether you're a trainer or just an everyday dog owner, this can be prevented. Number 1, Simon has to wear an e-collar at all times when he is off leash. That's mainly just a lesson for his owners, which they already knew. Now it's a lesson for me for sure. Lesson number 2, Apple AirTags do not track your pets for you. I don't know if they're advertised for that. If they are, it's false advertising, but they are completely useless. So if you're thinking of investing in one for that reason, save your money because it won't do you any good whatsoever. They do not put out a live feed. So if you're thinking, oh, my dog goes missing, I'll just pull up on my phone and it'll show me where they're going. It won't, because once they're out of that range, whatever that is, it cuts off. Like, it's not a live GPS feed. So lesson number 3, which is now a new business practice that I am putting in place so that this never happens again, is I went ahead and got an actual GPS monitor. Now, this whole spiel was not a ruse for an ad or a sponsored video. This is not sponsored, but I ended up getting a Tractive GPS tracking device from my friend Rebecca, who is another trainer here in Tulsa. And the real irony of this is about a month ago, she texted me and asked if I had any use for something like this because she wanted to get a smaller one. She primarily works with puppies and it's not big, but for puppies, it's a little big. And I was like, nah, I don't think I would need one, but thank you though. And then when Simon was running around, I was like, God damn it, I really wish I would have said yes to that. So then I texted her the next day and I was like, hey, do you still have that GPS collar? Because I will take it. What I really like about this one is it's not another collar that you have to put on the dog. It has these straps that are pretty secure and it goes on pretty much any collar. So whatever the dog is already wearing, whether they're 5 pounds, whether they're 150 pounds, this will fit on their collar. I don't have to have an e-collar, a flag collar, a prong collar, and a GPS tracking collar on them all at the same time. I tested it on Simon the next day during the daytime because I wasn't about to have that shenanigan happen again. But it was super cool because he could still be his normal like 50 yards ahead of us and like diving into the trees. During the day when he's got a remote collar on, I don't worry about that whatsoever. I'm like, you can do that because I know you. But it was just cool to be able to see exactly where he was, no matter how deep into the woods and how far away from me that he was. It is a live feed, connects to an app on your phone, and then uses cellular data to actually not power this thing, but for it to work. Save your money on an AirTag. It's a subscription model. I think it's like $10 a month, but honestly, for the peace of mind, it is so worth it because this is the second I have a new dog come into the house, this is going on them right away so that if they accidentally get out or they decide to give me the finger and then just go have an adventure, I don't have to panic. I will know exactly where they are. And this just really goes to show how necessary e-collars are for true off-leash reliability. And don't get me wrong, when we go on walks during the day, I always have Simon wear it, but I rarely need to use it. I just have it on for an insurance policy, basically. Just in case, or for those what-if moments, and this is one of those what-if moments where they are completely necessary, because even if you think your dog's recall is like super strong and it's great, There may come a day where they decide, you know what? I don't want to come back. I want to go hunting in the woods and go do my own thing. And then what are you going to do? Like, you can stand there and yelling for them, whistling for them, bribing them with food. You could hang a raw steak for all I care. But if they are dead set on doing that because it's fun and it just fuels their natural tendencies, anything that you offer is not going to work at that point. E-collars, I will fight for them till the day I die. And if you think that remote collars are cruel and have no place being used in dog training, that they're unnecessary, sorry to be blunt, but I hope you lose a dog one day so that you can experience the heart attack of a dog that genuinely will not come back to you when called. And sometimes the heartbreaking reality of these situations is those dogs never come back. Like, I cannot even imagine losing my own dog or a client dog and just never seeing it again, whether it gets hit by a car, eaten by a coyote, or just like peace out, gone for the rest of their life. Like, that would destroy me. I was just fortunate enough that I did find him, I did recover him, and now we're gonna make sure it never, ever, ever happens again.